Hello and welcome to Chicken Tuesday. It's actually a very blustery day today, and thus the outfit. But let's go around and have a look at the chickens who are holed up in their run and not interested in coming out. Hey girls, what you saying? Baba. Oh. Oh. I'm afraid I can't do anything about the weather, little ones. Oh, jings. Jings, jings, jings. So, what has been happening? What has been happening? Well, we can see that Hamble is sporting a punk rock look. In last week's video, I talked about how she had been, she's lost her crown. She is no longer top hen. Edith, who is the girl here with the big comb, Edith had a bit of a fight, or they both had a bit of a fight, and Matilda decided it wasn't worth the effort, and she is now second top hen. But she did get a little couple of nicks out of her comb, so I put some purple spray on it, and purple spray has got two uses. The first is it's antiseptic, so it's good for putting on wounds, and the second is it's purple, which means that it hides blood, because chickens are little dinosaurs, and if they see red they peck at it, and if it's blood they'll peck and draw even more blood, and that can have nasty consequences. Sorry, it's absolutely disastrous around here because of the wind. Everything's been blown about and I haven't brushed it yet. This is chicken keeping. So yeah, so that's why she's got a little purple head. I get carefully covering her eyes. I put a little bit of purple spray on, and of course some got onto the feathers, and it will be there for a little while because it takes a while to wear off. Emily, stop eating that because it's potatoes. So yeah, so that's a little punk rocker Matilda, who's neither up nor down, and the sort of sanity and peace has returned to the flock now that everybody knows their place. I hope you can hear me in this terrible weather. Now, Hamble has just gone into the nest box. Let's have a look and then have a chat about Hamble. Now, I haven't cleaned this out yet, just, oh, she's away. So, Hamble Gamble, there she is. So, also discussed last week, Hamble is not well. She, very, very summary, she isn't breathing like she should. She's breathing more laboured and faster than she should. That's really the only symptom. Or that was the only symptom. So, a couple of vet visits, lots of antibiotics, and last week she got an x-ray, and the x-ray found something happening. She's chatting away. Something inside, some sort of fluid, tumour, something happening in there, or swelling. So, we took a blood test, and that was sent away to a lab to check for various things, to see if we could, I'll just see if we can see her down here, because she's hiding under the coop. No. So to see if we could, the blood work could give us any ideas as to what was happening. And I got the results back from the vet yesterday, and the vet is saying that her white blood cell is slightly lower than it should be now. Again, that it used to be slightly higher than it should be, but again, could be indicative of an infection. And the only other thing that was abnormal was her kidneys. So whatever the blood work is in relation to kidneys. So we don't know what it is with the kidneys. Could it be an infection? Could it be a tumour that is, tricking the body into thinking it's got an infection and then causing the white blood cells to be abnormal? I don't know. Vet doesn't know. But, excuse me, what they have said is we have two options really. Probably three. Option one, which I wouldn't consider, is just take her off all her meds, do nothing and just watch and wait. But I'd rather not do that. The second option is carry on with the antibiotics and see how it goes. And the third option is to do an endoscopy, and that would be a little slit on her side to put a camera in so that the vet could then have a good look and see inside what is happening. So that option has its risks. I suppose the latter two options have their risks. Well, all three options have their risks, in fact. If I do nothing, take her off all meds, then nothing's going to get better, potentially, and it could be a lot worse. If I keep her on the meds, that's fine. And it might eventually resolve if it is purely a nasty infection. But it might not just be an infection. And it might be some I don't know, some disease, something that we could give different meds for if we knew what it was, and therefore make her better. And also, Hamble gets very stressed when she gets the meds. We're trying various things to make it easier for her, hiding it in food when we or little tidbits when we can. But she's not daft. She does cotton on to that, even if she is a little chicken. But we're managing to give her meds fine. But she does get a bit stressed, and it means any time we go near her, she sort of runs away now rather than being a friendly girl, because she thinks we're going to pick her up and give her meds. The endoscopy route, we're thinking over the weekend. We said to the vet we'd contact them again on Monday just with our decision. But the endoscopy route, the risk there, the main risk is the anaesthetic or the sedation that she has to go through in order to get the endoscopy. Although I'm told that it's not, it's a bit like the stuff she got last weekend for the x-ray, and she came through that fine. So hopefully she would get through it again. And then there's a little risk of infection because you're puncturing her side and looking inside with the camera. But I think the bottom line is Tom and I have had a chat, and yes, we're putting her through a procedure, but at least then we'll know. We'll know if it's something that we can do nothing about, in which case we'll just spoil her and give her the best life possible for the time she has left. It might be that we can find something and do something about it, which is what I hope we do. We can do something about it and then make her better, or even just make her more comfortable. So I think that's what we're going to do with dear Hamble. We are going to book her in tomorrow. Well, tomorrow we'll phone and book a slot sometime, hopefully this week, to get the endoscopy, and everything crossed, she comes through that fine, and then we just find out what the problem is. So that's Hamble. As you can see, they're not particularly enjoying this weather, none of them. So they tend to, when it's miserable, even although they're pretty protected in this run. I've got the door open, that's why it's a bit more gusty. But there's transparent tarpaulin around most of it. Not all of it, because it takes some off because it's summertime. Can you believe it's summertime? But they have underneath the coop there, which has, it's got slabs, and then the slabs have got the bedding on top of it, and it's really cosy in there, and they make little hollows for themselves and really quite enjoy being in there. Let me see if I can show you. I don't know if you can see because it's dark in there. It's a bit dark. So this is me kneeling down, but I can't give you any light, unfortunately. So yeah, so they're under there, and they are quite happy under there, and they spend a bit of time under here if it is really appalling weather. But they come out, you know, and it's not that they're shivering wrecks or anything, but they're quite, oh, there's Emily having a little seat. They find it quite cosy. One thing they don't do, because they've got that underneath bit, they don't go back into the coop to get cosied if the weather's bad. They only really go into the coop to sleep and to lay. They very rarely go up there and just hang out, which is quite good because it keeps it clean. Once I've actually cleaned it out this morning. There you go, girls. Here's the two newest girls. That's on the right hand side, Emily, and on the left hand side, Jemima. Two little speckled Sussexes. And we got them February time. And they've settled in rather nicely. Although they aren't what I would call the friendliest of girls. They are little feral people. They really don't like being touched or picked up. But they're part of the flock, and they absolutely come over, and you can hand feed them, etc. It's just, they're just not quite as friendly as the other girls. But that will change in time, I'm sure. Who else have we got that we can talk about? Oh, there's Beryl. There's Beryl. Hey, Beryl. Oh, she's going to have a little doze. Beryl, of course, has her own war stories that she tells the others of when she was ill over Christmas and at the beginning of the year. But you can look back in the Chicken Tuesday videos around about just after Christmas, and you can see all about that if you're interested. She has a hormone implant which stops her laying because egg laying was making her ill, because it wasn't working right and she was laying inside and getting infections. But touch wood, she's a happy girl. But yeah, not much to see now. They're all hiding underneath the coop, out of the weather. So I think I'll just I'll leave them be. I'll keep you posted about Hamble, and if you're not already in my garden and the Dinosaurs Who Live There Facebook group, which I'll put a link to, please join us there, because you'll get more updates on that Facebook group. And also, I like everyone to get involved, so I love to see your photographs, hear your comments, your stories, etc. So why not, if you are on Facebook, join the My Garden and the Dinosaurs Who Live There Facebook group, and we can chat more. Am I actually pointing at a chicken? I don't know. Okay, well, thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, and let me know what you think of the ailments that Hamble's going through. Have you experienced this with any of your chickens? Have you got any suggestions? Or, in fact, any comments are always gratefully received. I love to talk to everyone that's interested in the channel. For now, though, I'll call a halt, and I'll bid you a fond goodbye.